I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's webcast. Do you remember back in August when we published this magazine with the picture of the New World coin on the cover? It was at the G8 meeting that Dmitry Medvedev, president of Russia, held up the coin and challenged the group to establish a new one world currency. Well, according to this internet report, the United Nations this week has said that it will license the minting of silver and gold bullion coins bearing the UN logo, and it may be the bullion that launches metal prices into orbit. If you think gold is at an all-time high now, just wait until this coin becomes the coin of the realm. Evidently, gold will, at least according to the prediction here, gold and silver will go up. According to this report, it says that there was a UN conference on trade and development that stated that the system of currencies and international banking practices within today's economies were inadequate and responsible for the present economic crisis. The report advocates that the present monetary system, wherein the dollar acts as the global reserve currency, should be re-examined with urgency. The report was the first time a major multinational institution had forwarded, that is, the United Nations, forwarded such a suggestion or measure, although a number of countries, including Russia and Brazil, have supported replacing the dollar as the world's reserve currency. China's central bank chief has mentioned that the dollar could become a basket of currencies instead. Well, the UN Commission didn't like the idea that there be a basket of currencies. What they want to do is have the United Nations issue gold and silver coins, and that become the standard of the realm. Oh yes, we're going to go back, according to this, we're going to go back to the gold standard. And of course that could mean that gold will become illegal for a person to own it, that only governments will be able to trade in gold, and that it will be the stabilizing underlying metal, at least gold and silver, the two metals, for the world's currencies. Could happen. According to this, it will be a de facto new world order. It says the UN Commission dismissed such a widening of a basket of currencies in developing countries and a means for them to retain their reserves and domestic savings independent of foreign agencies and arrangements. So, the chair of this panel, who is U.S. economist Joseph Stiglitz, a Nobel economics laureate, has made plain that there was a, quote, growing consensus that there are problems with the dollar reserve system. Developing countries are lending the United States trillions of dollars at almost zero interest rates when they have huge needs themselves, Stiglitz stated. Quote, it is indicative of the nature of the problem. It's a net transfer, in a sense, to the United States, a form of foreign aid. Well, we've been giving out foreign aid ever since World War II. It's about time we took some of that foreign aid back. And by the way, would you believe that our national debt equals total foreign aid since the 1940s? Yeah. What the government has given away to other countries, I'd say given away to other countries, is almost identical to the penny of what our national debt is. Of course, as I said that, the national debt went up and up and up and up another few $billion. A report contributor, Dativ Kof, concluded that, quote, replacing the dollar with a bullion currency would solve some of the problems related to the potential of countries running large deficits and would help stability. In other words, to return to the gold standard. Hey, isn't that what the Republicans have been saying and all the conservatives have been saying for, 50 years? You got to understand that we went off the gold standard. We went off the gold standard when they confiscated everybody's gold at $20 an ounce and then immediately set it at $35 an ounce and made it illegal for the individual to own gold bullion, and eventually then our currency was taken off of the gold standard, and that's when things really began to go crazy. So anyway, the U.S. Fed spokesperson, Patrick Paulson,